still not subscribed to the partition, you know, it's a lot of ways that you can do this besides watching all the content. But before we start, always remember, go to the channels link. Every show that we have, you can always see every show before everybody else see the show. But besides that, always remember, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, put it on all. Until then, always remember, anything is possible. Thank you for choosing the partition. Now let's get into the show. Anything is possible. Peace. The Chopping Up with Lil Ron show is where it's at and it's where it's happening. Oh man. Yes, sir. Like me son needs to do the drink. He just tell me one time. My son got me this with my dad, so I can always have him with me whenever I do the show. Hold on, wait. I want to laugh. Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Lil Ron. Today, in the studio, I have a very special guest. And this guest is entrepreneur, businesswoman first. She does everything. Influencer, man, the list go on and on and on. As we get into our 8th season of the show, we wanted to bring in different type of audience and we want different people to come in. So, you guys, I want y'all to welcome the one and only Nayla.
Oh, LaRon.
And she got it. It's Nayla. How you doing, Miss Nayla?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. What I do every time a person come on the show, I always let them introduce themselves to my audience.
Okay.
Because apparently your audience know you and mine gonna get to know you and we can go from there. So explain who you are and we'll go from there.
Well, let's get my name right first. It's Nayla, and I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana, but I've been living in Texas for a majority of my life. Started off as a pageant girl, and then I went to college here.
Oh, wow.
So I went to Lamar University, and after college, I moved to Houston, and I've been in Houston ever since. But it was something about once I got here, you know, when you're driving down I-10,
Yes.
and you can see downtown at night.
Lit up. I love it.
But it did something for me. It's like, this place is going to help my dreams come true. So even when I'm driving, I'm downtown, every time I pass through downtown, I get that same feeling like my heart is like filled. And I'm like, man, I can do anything I want because I made it from a little bitty place. And now, you know, not to brag, but I live in the Woodlands now. So, you know, your girl done made it.
Yes. You know they say? Everything is big in Texas. They always say that.
Everything is big. Everything is big. But there's been so many opportunities for me here. And I've met so many amazing people. So just an overview of what I do. I started off with a beauty consulting company back in 2014. I had my own beauty counter on on Green Street, 1201 Fannin Street. If any of y'all, you know, out there in the city may have heard of Lone Beauty Consulting.
I want to make sure I get this correct. Hold on. That place is still open? I just want to make sure we talk about
Green Street it's still an active place, but now where my beauty counter was, it's now a Lifetime Fitness.
Wow. You know that place, I think during the storm, didn't they get like flooded out if I'm not mistaken?
It was only one side.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's two sides of Green Street.
Yes.
It's like one side where the hotel is and then one side where all the restaurants are.
Yes.
So there was only like one side that did get flooded, yes.
When you actually came here and you actually got positioned to be here in Texas, before you came, what actually motivated you to come to Texas, number one? Because out of all the states that you picked, what motivated you and made you want to say, hey, I want to go to Texas and I want to pursue my career in Texas?
Well, where I'm from, if anybody was successful, Houston was the place. Everybody in Louisiana, they know, like, oh, if we're going to move around, we're going to go to Houston. Houston, where your dreams come true. Houston, they pay you more. You live better. There's more opportunities. Because in Louisiana, it's kind of like a rub shoulders. It's all about who you know. You know, especially if you want a good job. You know, and at this point, I have a degree, but I can't get a job. at least not back home. So I got into hospitality. I transferred over my job to Houston, and I ain't never looked back.
And a lot of people come. Master P. He went to U of H. Lil Wayne, same thing. It's like everybody is attracted to Houston. They don't go to Dallas and San Antonio. They come right because we really like backyard neighbors. 'Cause if you think about it, when we had the Rita and the Katrina, where do you think they came?
They came to
They
Houston.
came right to Houston. We always open our arms to everybody, especially out of Louisiana. I got family in Baton Rouge, Ponchatoula, Louisiana, Hammond. So we have a lot of family. So, and I always love to see people that comes. I never understood why y'all call it cold pop. Cause I'll say soda water. They be like, "You want a cold
cold
pop?"
pop?
I was like, no, I want a soda." They're like, "No, you must want a cold pop or cold drink."
Or a cold drink, yeah.
They'll say either or. Now, when being,
The same way how y'all say cool cups, we say cold cups.
hey man, them cool cups. Speaking of cool cups, it's hot.
It's hot.
I ain't gonna lie.
Get you a nice cold cup.
It's like 100 and something degrees in Houston right now. If y'all don't believe me, I'm not lying. It's like 108, 110, 14 degrees. It's like super hot, man. As in Houston, the way the weather is. Now, one thing that caught my attention, influencer. It's super important to me. Some people don't know the definition of being an influencer. Can you break down your definition? Because somebody think that an influencer is this, and it's really not that. It's something totally different. What is your definition of an influencer?
So an influencer is a person who is actually able to influence people with the things that they're doing in their everyday life. You're relatable to your audience, okay? So let's just say, in my case, I'm a mother of 3. I work out. I look great. I still drink. I have a good time. I go out. There are a lot of women that can relate to who I am as a person. So when they see my content, they are influenced to do the same things that I'm doing because they can relate. So let's just say you have a mom who's out there. She's a new mom. Maybe she got 1 child. Maybe she got 3 kids. She want to know how to balance out her life and to work out and to lose that baby weight. She's going to come over to my page and she's going to learn how to do that. It's all about sharing your knowledge, your skills, being an open person so that people can learn and grow from you. That's what I believe an influencer is.
Well, you're right. That's like somebody asking me what I do. I tell them I'm a content creator. I create content for people. Content that can be educational. Some content people may use, some content they may not use, some they like, some they don't like, but I always come up with different ideas. I don't always stick to the same ideas. And being an influencer, do you ever be faced with word about the type of audience that you're attracting? Because, sometimes people attract the wrong audience, and sometimes they...
Yes, because that has happened to me in the past. Because I am very comfortable with my body. I believe at one point, because of the type of photos and videos that I was posting, because I wanted to be like a body positive, influencer, I was attracting men who, they were just liking the content just because, they...
See a beautiful woman,
Yeah,
and they lose their mind.
They some horn dogs.
All right, yeah, you're right.
I was attracting the horn dogs.
Kato?
Versus attracting the mothers who I wanted to inspire. So I learned that it was really my verbiage of what I was using. I wasn't necessarily explaining why I took this picture like this. Why am I wearing what I'm wearing? Why am I in this setting? I was just taking a nice picture, putting a nice little caption, and I'll do some hashtags. But then I started to see that my audience was changing. So my audience went from 70% women to
80% men.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. I think it changed and it was like 40% women and like 60% men. So it drastically changed once I actually got to the size that I wanted to be, because I've always documented that journey. I worked with Kanthaka. Shout out to Kanthaka. They are a training app that actually comes to you. So you download the app. I was a brand ambassador for them. And then actually how I got into being an influencer, I was not actually initially in front of the camera.
Wow.
I started off as just being a makeup artist on set one day, and they needed an extra model. And although I had did pageants and stuff in the past, I was like, oh, I don't think I really want to do this. I like being, in the background. Like, oh, I was cool with being in the background. You make and
Yes.
you make a little bit more money being in the background. So they put me in the commercial. The commercial blew up. Zarita is probably one of the biggest MLA multi-level marketing. Yeah, MLM. I'm sorry, I said MLA.
I was just going to
MLM.
say, because I seen that commercial. They do a lot of stuff. They do a whole bunch.
Zarita is probably one of the biggest protein shakes MLM companies in the U.S. So that was my first gig.
Wow. And, to see our people, when I say our generation, it
Yes.
doesn't matter if you're black, you're white,
Right.
Chinese, I don't care about the race. See, our generation do more than the people that came before us. Because our grandmothers and our grandfathers and our parents, they didn't have the opportunity we got now because we got the internet.
We have the internet, and we're willing to take the risk. There
Yes.
was a lot of negative mind control back then of telling people
Yes.
what they can and can't do. So they were afraid to take that leap.
Yes, and only back then, you had like your Oprah Winfrey shows, you had your Montel Williams and stuff, and a lot of Arsenio Hall. A lot of these shows are pretty much Oprah's still around, but a lot of the other shows they're not there no more because people are afraid to voice their opinion. And I tell people, being a content creator, podcaster, whatever you want to say, this is the future. And a lot of people, they don't understand that this is the future. And your voice, and especially if you have an audience, your voice can be the key element that can control what's going to happen with the next generation of people. So some people don't know things that you do reflect on what the future is going to be, and they don't understand that. Now, next thing I want to ask, let's talk about, you said modeling. So what I wanted to find out, most models lead to acting. Before we go there, were you scared when you actually started to do like your first modeling thing? Was you actually scared? Was you nervous?
No, honestly, I've been modeling since before I can even say model.
Wow, since a
My
baby.
my mom invested in me at a very young age, so I was able to model, do just print work at that time because I was young, and then from modeling I went straight into pageantry. So pageantry, that's a whole different ball game. I mean, you're being judged for every little thing of what you look like, but I was very successful because I'm a personable person. I feel like God give everybody talents and God give everybody a certain light. And so I'm just, I always felt that I was just truly blessed with the talent that God gave to me, that I was really good at it.
And a lot of people are not naturally talented. And there's nothing wrong.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I tell people when they come on the show all the time, a lot of people always ask me, do you read from a script? And I tell them, I said, no, I don't. I just know how to hold a conversation with somebody. And it's easy. If you can talk to somebody on the telephone, you can do your show the way you want to do your show. And speaking of shows, you have a show that you finna, it's not dead, but you basically finna revamp it.
Yeah, revamp.
Tell us about how the show it is and what you finna do with the new show.
So the Nosy Nay show started in 2018. That's actually back when I was a writer. So the nickname Nosy came from my mom, but I knew that if I was going to write, I wanted a pen name. Like I wanted people to know me for something like, Angela Yee, then you got Angie Morty,
Yes.
So I wanted something that was just like, okay, I don't necessarily want to use my name, but let's go with the Nosy Nay show. So I had the opportunity, just so happened to know Odell Beckham's father and his god brother, and so they were like my first interview, and then it just started to progress over there. So I had the opportunity to interview DC Young Fly, Jeff Shelley, comedian Shannon,
Wow.
Marlon Wayans. So and shout out to my cousin Shannon, because she actually brought me into the comedy world. So that's how I was able to have access to this industry, because I was just like, hey, I'm nosy. So I want to come in, tell me about what it is that you do. But really, I wanted more of the story of how you became successful. Like with Marlon Wayans, I understand that he came from a family, like it was like a legacy thing.
Yep.
The
Wayans.
The Wayans, his brother started that legacy. And with him being the youngest brother,
And they kids are following
and
behind
the,
him.
and the kids are following right behind him, I was actually able to kind of learn that there was even a struggle for him because his brothers didn't give him a pass. And I knew this story before he did the stand up on Netflix.
Wow.
So they didn't give him a pass. They actually like said, "Hey, you're gonna have to work for it," and he did. So
He's good.
that was very inspirational. I was able to attend New York Fashion Week. I was able to party with Paris Hilton and actually
Wow.
still love Paris. Anytime we see each other, hey, how you doing? We ain't close friends, but it's just the fact that Paris Hilton knows me because she met me at a Philip Klein show. And it just so happened I had on a blonde wig. I got long legs. She walked over and said, I look hot. And I said, you look hot too.
Oh, man.
And that was just like, okay, so this is meant for me. So when I came back to Houston, I was just like, okay, we're going to go full throttle with the Nosy Nay show. So I interviewed all type of entrepreneurs. Shout out to Boyd's Bar too. I was one of his first interviews.
Really?
Now he has his own podcast and he talks about mixology.
He's hot. He get a lot of people. We got a lot of that man. They have a lot of stuff. I like the whole theme that they use.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did somebody influence them to do that? But the thing that they
I like
actually
their
do-
setup too.
Yeah, they
I
got a
do.
nice little setup,
I
you
do.
know. And I always try to give respect when respect is due.
Yeah.
Somebody has something nice, you supposed to be able to let them know if it's actually nice, man. I used to like what's his name? He passed away. I forgot what his name was.
Kevin Samuels.
Yes, I liked him in the beginning before we started like
But
saying
you know
bad
what?
things.
I never had a problem with Kevin Samuels because, like you were saying earlier, let's kind of revisit. We live in a time where everything is easy, like accessible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is accessible. But so many people are so sensitive to other people's opinions.
That's right.
It's either you like it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at it as a viewer. If I can't relate, I'm not upset because he ain't talking about me.
That's right. This is a free country. You're supposed to be able to speak your
Yes.
mind. If you cannot speak your mind, then you shouldn't listen. Just cut it off, and you don't even worry about listening to it. And I try to look at both sides. Sometimes people say, I don't like the way this person said this, or this is not right. And this is a free country. You can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
You have to be careful when you say it and how you say it to people because it's kind of different now. Because people will ban you and you will get blacklisted real fast.
Yeah.
Acting. Have you ever did any acting? And if so, what was your first acting role?
So my first acting role, there was a play when I was in high school. It was about a dog named Sylvia.
Okay, I like dogs.
It was about a dog named Sylvia who was in love with her owner. So although it's about a dog, it's a very good play, and that was like my debut.
Well, animals, I can relate to. Animals, they have a special connection and a special bond, especially with their owners, and I can always relate to that right there. That's actually really good because it's something about that the love an animal have for a human being. Especially some people beat their animals and fight them. I don't think that's cool. Loving your animals are very, very, very important, and some people do not understand that. And that's like a nice subject that people don't know about. After you did the play,
Yeah, after I did the play, so I started doing like cameos and videos and music videos.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got a
so-
question with videos. I hear so much stuff. In music videos, do they pressure the girls to do things that they don't like to do? Because I hear so much stuff.
It depends. Now, luckily, I was able to work with artists like DJ Chose and yes, I was
man.
I'll just use him as an example because he's relevant right now. Every set that I've been on with him, he was very respectful. Now, what you may see in the video, the dancing and the booty smacking, all of this is talked about before we even get on camera. Who wants to do this? Who don't want to do this? Who's comfortable? Who's not comfortable? I will say that very professional experience. Now, I will say that most girls that may feel pressured into certain situations is because of how they carry themselves.
Yep.
when they get there, and I'm not saying that that's the case all the time, because I got to use my words carefully, but I will say that what I've experienced with girls who've had a negative experience is once you let your guard down and you no longer showing that you are a professional, they're going to treat you the way that you acting.
That's right. Like a vulture. They'll come in.
Right.
And they'll do that.
So, there's entourage, there's family, there's a lot of things that's going on behind a video set. Mm-hmm. So if you don't carry yourself like a professional, they're going to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, uncles, cousins, they're going to try to holler at you. Even the artist, he may even try to holler. But is he hollering at you in a way to where he wants to be respectful? Or is it a way where, I just want to take you home for the night, do this? But it's all about how you've presented yourself in that situation. Because if you the video girl the whole time that's just shaking your booty in a circle the whole time, how you expect, we ain't even on scene, and you just shaking your booty, how do you expect for everybody to treat you?
They gonna be thinking it's a target. This is easy, man. She's trying to give. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So every time I've ever been on set, I've always made it a point to where I'm social. I do like to talk with the production and crew, and I keep all of the conversations strictly about business, and I stay professional. Therefore, it doesn't even get to that point to where he'd be like, "Oh, well, hey, can I, or can we?" I don't open up that door so it can go that way. Just so that I can feel comfortable, they comfortable, and then also, if there's another video, I want to get booked again.
Yep, I want to keep it.
I want to keep, I want to keep this going.
And people don't understand, if you keep business what business is, if you feel like that you want to be involved with an artist or actor, don't mix it. Just separate it. Say, I can't bring you in this world because I want to be in this world with you, so I can't. Now, it's different if you husband and wife, and then y'all doing stuff together and y'all building some type of empire, then that's a different story. But some people, they don't understand that, and that's one of the main drawbacks and downfall to a lot of people. They try to mix that, and that don't mix right at all. Period. 9 times out of 10, the way you meet somebody is going to be the ending. If you meet them in the club, I mean, it's going to end in the club, man. If you meet them in the church, I mean, hopefully you end it in the church. They say it is. I don't know. Now, for as film, have you ever been on film?
I did a small part.
Okay.
In a film that was never released. I don't even want to say the name, but
Outsiders.
it was.
I'm sorry.
No, it was not the Outsiders.
We gonna get them. We gonna get them the Outsiders.
But this was a local production.
Okay.
I will speak on some of the people that was in it. We had Boss Lady J. Everybody know Boss Lady J. She's probably one of the #1 turn up queens here in Houston. She been doing her thing in the nightlife for a long time. Doughboy, who owns Black Ink.
Doughboy Sauce?
Yeah.
I know him.
He's
Daniel.
So
it's my buddy.
So he was also in the movie as well. I think what happened with the creator, the person who wrote the movie, there were some things that was happening with her. So although the movie was complete, it was not released. So
Dope Boy, I'm coming for you, man. I'm about to get you and Fred. I'm about to get y'all on. Yeah, I know Dope Boy. I'm about to call him and say, man, you got to come make a cameo on The Outsiders, man. Yeah, I'm going to make that happen, man. Now,
no, Dope Boy's good people.
Yes, man. I remember when I met him and his brother Fred. They be doing all the music, man. They really cool, laid back people, man. I really like him, man. And film, since that one didn't come out. I just want to ask, because we will be honored to have you on the Outsider Show. We have pretty much like a hot TV series that a lot of people be sleeping on, and they don't really know, but it's breaking numbers. As of right now, 1.6 million minutes of watch time as of right now of that show. So we haven't did like not a lot of major promotion, but me and my team, we all basically got together and we did everything we can to try to make that show. Tony Hickman, man, she's like wonderful, man. She actually really helped me out. But I want to actually have you on the show. We have to figure out what role it's going to be. So we're going to make sure we make that happen.
Yeah, let's make some magic happen.
Now we come to the special segment. It's my favorite. It's called Leon's Top 5.
Leon's top five.
Yes, Leon was a cousin of mine. This will mark 2 years. He actually passed away. He got killed in an 18-wheeler truck. He was a big fan of Kicks and Tricks and everything I had, and I always dedicate this segment to him. What would be your top 5 artists that you listen to? Because you got to do that when you put your makeup on and when you get yourself ready to go take the pictures. Who is the top 5 people? It can be R&B, it can be rap, it can be gospel, blues, jazz.
Okay, so number one, my top five. Ooh, that is so hard. Put me on spot. I'm gonna say Juvenile.
Back that thing up. Hold on, wait, hold on. Oh, man, Juvenile. Man,
That's my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Juvenile.
man, out of all the hot boys, Juvenile was the only one that I actually really liked. And people like, you like Juvie? I said,
Now he got
yeah.
bars.
Man,
He got bars.
400 degrees.
Okay.
Hey, man, I just from the beginning to the end, man, that's a good album, man. Nothing, I don't knock Wayne. People like Wayne. I'm Juvenile all the way to the end. I'm Juvie.
My next one is Pimp C.
Oh yeah, Pimp, man. I was just listening to UGK the other day.
Look, National Players Anthem.
Oh yes.
My top number one song of all time. Been knowing that song since I was like 11, 12 years old, rapping it from my heart.
Have you
Love
been to
that
the, Have you
song.
been to the Trill Burger?
I have not gone yet.
Man.
I have not gone yet.
I never got a chance to meet Chad, but I did get a chance to meet Bun.
Bun, yeah.
I can tell you this, laid back guy.
Oh, yeah.
No,
They
most
good
people
people.
get mad and like, I don't want to take no picture with you. Get away from me. Man took a picture.
Yeah.
Now he take a
he good
picture.
people.
Walked around, went to everybody's table. You like the food? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got to do a food testing for hanging out with Lil Ron. I'm going to the Trill
You going to
Burger.
Trill Burgers?
I'm going to do my food testing, man. I ate a burger. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save it for the show, but it's anything to support our people. I'm down with it.
I'm with you.
Okay, Pimp C.
My third one. What's my third one? I do listen to like a lot of oldies.
Okay.
So
Try me. I know him.
I be listening to like the Shy Lights,
Oh, that's old school.
Johnny Taylor,
Hold on, my last $2. Don't do it.
Al Green, Betty Wright.
Oh, clean up woman. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'll be on top of this, man. I'll be listening to this stuff. Wow, you listen to that?
Yeah, that's what I grew up on.
Well, you right. Everybody, when they was coming up, that's all you got a chance to actually hear, especially when your mama or your auntie outside in the backyard, there in the front yard barbecuing. That's the music that we actually listened to back in the days, because we couldn't listen to what we really wanted to listen to. You got to wait till they go in the house and they get ready to go in the house and shut it down for the night. Then you can cut it on. My first time actually listening to, I remember I was in Louisiana, around about the time Young Jeezy came out and Gucci Man. I remember when I first heard Lil Boosie, the Ratchet. Dun, 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 dun,
Do
dun.
the
I'm like,
ratchet, yeah.
I said,
do
what
the
is this?
ratchet.
And they were like, man, it's Boosie, man. This
That's
man gonna be
Boosie.
hot. And I be
Boosie
down
definitely on that list. Boosie,
Yes.
hold on. Boosie and Webby, both of them. They
Hey,
definitely
man,
on that list.
Webby, hey, man.
Trill Savage.
Man, let me tell you something, man. She walked like a man. Hey, man, I can't say it,
Talk
man.
like
Man, that Webby, people be sleeping on Webby. Man, Webby got bars, man. That dude got some bars. I listened to Savage. I got 1, 2, 3. I think he had Savage 4. He can Savage like 4 now, man, if I'm not mistaken. I listen to him and Fox a Million. I listen to him all the time. So yeah, those shout out to them artists, man. Webby, man, you need to come out with another album, man. Him and Boosie need to make
Actually-
something together.
Actually, he working on something right now. Webby working on something right now with one of these newer female artists. They just filmed the music video. It'll be out soon. I forget who the female artist is. I'm not sure if it's like Ice Spice or one of them.
Okay.
It's one of them. But I did see it on social media that he do have a new feature with a female artist coming out.
I can't wait, Webby. I'm looking you up today. Once I leave from here, I'm looking this up. Now, how can the people find you on social media? And before you say this, I have to say this. Please do not get in this woman inbox. Asking this lady, do you want to go out on a date? Can I be your boyfriend? This lady is strictly business.
Strictly business. You have to be though.
Yeah, see, some people, they don't understand
You have
that.
to be strictly business because once you lose yourself, being in an industry like this, once you lose sight of the business, it'll wear you down. it's like weights to your ankle and you just drowning in the sea and you trying to swim your way back up. And it's kind of hard. Once you get to that rock bottom place, it's kind of hard to get back on the top. So you got to stay on your toes. You got to keep it about business.
You know, I actually had several females that I done met in this industry that try to fly me out to their house. One wanted to fly me out to she wanted me, I think, Vallejo. She wanted to fly me to Vallejo. One lady wanted to fly me to the Dominican Republic. I don't have no problem going, but I don't know you like that. And if it ain't about business, I'm not gonna go out there because I'm not gonna end up on somebody's back of their box because I don't know what's going on. So
You have no clue what's going on, and also you don't want whatever situation that happens while you there to make it through the grapevine.
yeah. And I told him if you're not gonna take me and Kato, it ain't gonna happen. We come as a set, man.
Not
You take
both
my
of you.
man, me and my cameraman, wherever I go, he gonna go with me. So how can they find you on social media?
You can actually find me on Instagram, Nasonosey, NaySonosey. You can actually find me on Twitter. You can just type in Nosy Nay, I'll pop up. You can find me on YouTube. If you type in Nosy Nay, I'll pop up there. Anything Nosy Nay, you type it in a social media platform, you'll find
It's
me.
coming up.
You'll find me.
Now, your new show that you're gonna revamp.
The Nosy Nay Show.
When are you going to start production on the very first episode to revamp it?
Well, I actually want to get this done before the end of the month. But we could talk about that.
Okay, good.
You talk about that.
Wait, it's coming.
It's coming.
Real soon.
It's coming very soon.
Y'all going to actually love it. And is it you got an idea of what type of guests that you want to bring?
Oh yeah, I already have guests lined up.
All right, well,
I'm talking about comedians, fashion designers, restaurateurs, people who own businesses, and I mean these are all of my friends that I've been able to build relationships with here in Houston. The owner of Playground is one of my close friends. He also opened a pickleball court here in Spring, Texas.
Wow.
I'm going to have him on as a guest.
Man.
So I want to bring in everybody that's doing something because I want to spread awareness of you can be successful. Everybody got a different jump start. It don't matter if you a teenager or you can be well off in life, older, mature. There's always space to be successful.
You heard that. Space to be successful. She didn't say being successful by hitting the block, selling some rocks. I'm just telling you straight up. You can do anything that you chose that you want to do, and people make time for things that's important for them.
Yes.
And I tell them, it seemed like yesterday I started doing this, and no matter what, I keep going. I don't let nothing distract me. I do everything I can imagine and I dream of. I actually do it. But now, I enjoyed you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
I
for having
will
me.
definitely. I don't normally do this, but I have to do this one. You have any shout outs to anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out my mom, and I love you, mama. And I want to shout out my children. They are my number one support. I also want to shout out their dad. He's also one of my number one supporters. I want to shout out all my friends and also all my followers, the people who support me, who have seen the good, the bad, the ugly. Shout out to my Social Gracie sisters because although we are not a unit no more, we still love each other. And I also want to give a shout out to all the women out there and the men who work in the nightlife because that's what really started all of this. And to me, knowing all of these people and getting the knowledge that I needed just by being a bartender and just listening to somebody who just wanted somebody to talk to.
Oh, wow.
So there we
Bartender.
go. Yeah.
I'm going to say that subject. Always remember, anything is possible. Thank you for choosing Chopping Up with Lil Ron. Until next time, we out. Peace.